Should college athletes be paid?
Um, I'm gonna have to say I don't think they should. But hear me out. Let me explain from my viewpoint.
Okay.
You go to school to get an education.
Yeah.
So if you decide that you want to participate in athletics, why should you get paid to be an athlete if you're not at the professional level?
Well, I can appreciate that, but as a former college athlete, I have to say, I have a different perspective. I went to Penn State University, and I was actually a walk-on onto that program, meaning that I didn't come in with with a scholarship opportunity like some of my other teammates. So I actually had to work onto the team, but I actually had the opportunity to still benefit from all the accolades and everything that the program had to offer because I was not only a student, but I was also a college student. So you have both dynamics that you have to balance while you're in school. I don't have the luxury, or I didn't have the luxury of just being able to go to class, do my studies, and then have the rest of the time to myself. I had other obligations for my coaches, whether it been training, film sessions, travel, while still maintaining what I need to do as a student as well. Like that I couldn't slip, that I couldn't disintegrate, or I couldn't, be on the back burner. So yes, granted that, it was a choice that I made to be a college athlete, there are certain responsibilities and certain things that we have to endure that the average college student doesn't have to endure. On top of that, we provide a lot of money and a lot of benefits to the organization at the school as well, that as a whole, they benefit from.
Is it because, if you don't mind me interjecting, is it because people are coming to see you all based off of the fan base that you guys have?
Absolutely, right. So there's a lot of money that's being generated, through the school, through the organization, through being a part of the NCAA as a whole by itself, that as a college athlete, we don't have privy to benefit from. Again, being at the walk-on, I was an individual, like I said again, that was highly profiled, but I did have high-profile teammates that were, and they didn't benefit from any of the merchandise, any of the things that had their name associated with it. Even, like I said again, when they go to the games and they had their pictures on the tickets, they don't benefit from any of that. That doesn't go into their pockets. That doesn't, like I said, go towards their families, like I said again, who half the time can't even come see a game because the tickets are already sold out or they don't have any tickets to give away. So there's a lot of things that from the outside looking in benefit from what we do as athletes.
And I understand that, but I still slightly disagree with you, because what if you're provided with a scholarship? I mean, don't you think that you are still reaping the benefits of everything if you get a full ride? I know everybody doesn't, but what about?
But define full ride.
When you don't have to pay for education, room, board, nothing. All you got to do is play.
Again, a lot of the athletes, right, they don't have to, like I say again, pay for their education, which is, again, is a big thing that, or at least a big burden that they don't have to endure once they get out of college. But just because I don't pay for my education, I still got to eat.
Okay.
I still have to put clothes in my back. I still got to find a way to even, like I say, and get to my classes each and every single day. Because again, at Penn State, that was a large campus. So it's not, everything wasn't in walking distance. So there's still a lot of, like I say, again, necessities as a person. I still have to, like I say, find a way to be able to, sustain throughout the year that I don't have the luxury of doing because I don't have the time that allows me to. I can't go get a part-time job to make ends meet. I can't go, like I said again, and just do something to bring in some extra money for myself because my time is already allocated towards all the other things that I have to do. So there has to be some type of exchange where I still can provide a service for this institution that I did choose to do, but I have to be able to still benefit from it in some form or fashion while I'm still here. Because it's clear that everybody around me is benefiting from the sweat that I put out.
I respect that.
And and sorry for interrupting, but everybody looks at it as, oh, you're getting an education and this and that. What about the background of the person getting the scholarship? Most of these kids come from poor families. That's the truth. They need it more, so they work harder than the other kids that are from the middle class and higher class families. And if you look at the stadiums of a college, basically a team, if you look at the NFL and football leagues in college, there's a reason those college stadiums are bigger than the NFL stadiums.
Absolutely.
Meaning they bring in more money.
That's right.
So basically, if I had a child and I send him to college, I would send my child, he would get a scholarship, he would have to work harder, which a lot of people don't know about.
Right.
And in the end of the day, some older gentleman who's already rich will pocket off of that money even more. While my child get injured,
And be done.
lose that scholarship and be done and go right back to the hood.
That's right.
So you can look at it in a sense of, oh, they're getting a scholarship. But yeah, that's good for you, but you're looking at it in a very limited viewpoint. Seeing the viewpoint of a poor kid who has to risk everything and just for a little bit of injury or tear will lose everything, while the guy who brings it in will always make money in the end of the day.
And you know what? I didn't look at it from that viewpoint, from that perspective. I didn't realize that you're putting all of this work out, but at any given second, if something happens, you're out.
Absolutely.
So I apologize because I didn't understand. I wasn't educated on that. So I want to thank y'all for explaining that to me. Who's in charge of the money? Like, who should make the decision as to if a college athlete should receive a stipend?
Well, I mean, ultimately, it has to come from the top.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I said again, you know, the NCAA, at least from the position of being a basketball player, which is what I was.
Yeah.
You know, they run the show. You know, I mean, just think of like how March Madness is. You know, I mean, like just from that, you're talking about, you know, a couple weeks, a 4-week program or a 4-week situation. The tournament normally is. They're bringing in billions off of just that time frame.
Yeah.
You know, so it has to be a system where, like I say, they can allocate towards certain institutions that they already know are going to bring in, like I say, the majority of the money. So like your North Carolinas, your Dukes, you know, your Wake Forests, you know, like these big schools that they are known are going to generate a lot of money. They have to be able to discern, okay, how much we're going to be able to allocate towards these institutions to, you know, to trickle down to their players, you know, so that way they be able to benefit from their success. You know, because again, I might, you know, be in college for all 4 years. I might be able to, you know, ride that wave all 4 years. And let's just say I even win that school a championship in one of those 4 years that I'm in there for. I've, like I said again, elevated their stature. I have now elevated their program. I'm going to guarantee that not only are they going to bring in more money to their program next year, but they're going to get more TV time from the commercial deals or from the TV deals because of the fact that we just won. There's so many things that go into it that, like I say again, that's going to potentially elevate the program. Like the coach, the coaching staff, they're going to get a signing bonus. They're going to get raises in their salaries. And then every kid is not going to the league. Every kid is not going to pro. So what about those kids, like I said again, that still have that education, but now they still have to still fend for themselves after the fact? Okay. You know, so it has to be a way where it's being, like I said again, trickled down from, like I said again, the corporation to be able to discern, okay, how do we pay these individuals? Who's going to get a certain amount of money? Who's going to get like a certain amount based off of the school itself? Because the size of the school does matter. Because obviously some schools bring in more money than others. But again, you're still talking about an individual who is putting their livelihood, literally their livelihood, on the line every single time they either step on a football field, a baseball field, basketball court, whatever it is. Because again, if they potentially get hurt, or all of it can be taken away from them. And then all they're going to do is bring in somebody else to take in that slot.
So Jonathan, with that you just said too, because I'm unaware of all the different feats and all the different things that as a college player you have to do or accomplish. But at what point are you able to bring that into the light? And then, like you said, the NCAA and everything like that, how do you get them involved so that way they're aware to say, okay, I'm pretty sure they know the consequences that when you play or what you do, like you said, you injured, you're gone, next. So is there something that's in effect to where as though you're able to tell them or get some type of group or organization and tell them like, hey, look, after a while, we sort of kind of do need payment, because I do agree with the both of you. College athletes should be paid for what they do, and you are putting your life on the line. You're putting your health at jeopardy as well for the sport of others. It's also something that you're passionate about.
Absolutely.
So why not?
So this is and this is ideally, like I was thinking, hopefully going to be bringing your future to fruition, so wherever that might be, because everybody again doesn't have aspirations of going to the league or going pro. They're just using it as a vehicle to get them to the next step.
Right.
So but I mean, you look at, like I said again, how like a lot of college students now are more educated. They're more knowledgeable about what power they actually do have in their position. You know, so I think the NCAA is starting to wisen up because you look at programs just like, you know, the NBD, the G League of the NBA. You know, how they've now opened up the opportunity for, you know, high school players that may have, you know, high profile or might be ranked highly within the country. You know, if you don't necessarily want to go to a college, you can definitely come here and we will pay you to do that. So you have players that go overseas, you know what I'm saying, that go play professionally overseas because again, they're going to be treated like a professional overseas and not looked upon as being a commodity and just, you know, utilize their talent just for the sake of others. So I think the NCAA is starting to recognize that, again, we're not dealing with the average high school or college student anymore. You know, they're being more wiser, they're being more knowledgeable, they're being more informed about how much power they actually do have. And they're going to have to change things. Otherwise, there really isn't going to be any type of programs moving forward because they're going to be looking for what's going to benefit me in my ultimate situation.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So do you think that if college athletes are paid, that would intervene with them being drafted into the actual NBA? Should it?
Why would it?
That's actually a good question. But no, I don't see why it should.
Wouldn't they give them more initiative to collect or to keep going with their career because now you're being paid? It might not be as much.
I actually think that, I'm sorry to cut you off, Keith, but I actually think that will keep more college kids in college. Like predominantly the reason why you see a lot of kids go pro or go pro early is because again they're trying to get that check. They're trying to get paid for again what they do. So if you had it already in place where they already know that, okay, you're gonna get, like I said again, some type of financial guidance while you're in school, they would definitely, like I say, stay the whole 4 years, knowing that the opportunity of going pro still might be there for them when they're done.
Right, it'll be initiative.
It's kind of like the fashion industry, for example. There are a lot of people, a lot of students in fashion school, and they're being recruited constantly to design for some of the big names. And speaking of fashion, I definitely don't want to forget that we're actually wearing, you know, your brand, UQC.
That's right.
That's right. And people, y'all need to get it if you don't have it. The link is in the bio. Make sure you get it. But you got to talk to us about that a little bit. Because, I mean, you've been a college athlete, now you're a fashion designer, and you just keep on, like, moving up and up and up. So talk to us about
I appreciate
the brand
that,
and so on.
Yeah, like I said, you know, the brand is UQC Apparel, which stands for Unique Creation Apparel. I've been doing it for about 5 to 7 years now. Pretty much started back in 2010. And I was one of those individuals that was, you know, always an artist at heart, you know. I was always one of the ones that was drawing on clothes, you know, whether it be spray paint or whatever I could put my hands on, just to try to, like I said again, you know, be different from everybody else. You know, I wanted my clothes being an expression of my individuality and to showcase that, you know, to the public and not being afraid of being different, not being afraid of being, again, somebody who's, you know, not being classified in the box and stepping out of that realm. And you know, when I started the line, I really wanted to project that towards other people as well, because I knew I wasn't the only one. I knew I wasn't the only person who felt like, you know, how society depicts us at times doesn't really view us in the right way or in the way that really defines who I am. And I wanted to have a line that would at least allow people the guidance and the ability to feel like, you know what, I can step out on faith. I can step out on knowing that, you know, that this is a line that represents my individuality, that is unique to me, that represents, you know, the values and things that I care about, and to bring a face to it. You know, I think for a long time, the word unique means different things to different people.
Yes.
But, you know, I wanted to just give it a face so that way everybody can band together and know that this is a line that ultimately can represent each and every one of us in different ways. And it's, right, it's a movement, right.
And you got,
like join the wave is not just tagline.
Exactly.
That is definitely something that I stand behind.
So where can people find it? Because I mean, I love it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tell y'all, like, if I like it, I'm gonna definitely like shout you out and, you know, just keep,
I
you know,
appreciate
just keep on
that.
promoting
I really
it.
do.
But you know, and I have gotten some of your designs.
Yeah,
but I need you to tell people, like, constantly, like, where can they get it?
Absolutely. I mean,
like on all platforms. They
yeah, everything that you, like I said again, that you guys are wearing today, you know, you can definitely get it on the website, you know, which is uniquecreationapparelonline.com. You can follow us at UQC Apparel on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know, like I said again, we're on pretty much every social media platform there is. And like I said again, everything that you see, you can definitely find on all of those platforms.
And you're it's black owned.
And it's black owned.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
That's right. Jonathan, I wanted to ask you too, with the different designs we're wearing though, what inspires you for these unique different creations? Patterns and everything.
Right, yeah, I mean, you know, for me, again, I wanted to, like I said again, you know, definitely create different looks for different occasions. You know, everybody always wants to stay in the realm of being, you know, having certain things for certain seasons.
Okay.
You know, like I said, you just walk in that traditional fashion, you know, I guess platform or
Yes.
traditional fashion method. I didn't want to do that. You know, like I said again, for me, it's all about expression.
Yeah.
It's all about exactly how I'm feeling in the moment.
Right.
And then I want to be able to, like I said again, put that out and hopefully have people resonate with it. So you're going to always see different things throughout the year when it comes to my line. I try to tailor it towards the season just because, like I said again, I want to make sure people recognize that certain things are conditioned for, you know, summer gear, winter gear. Like, again, you guys are rocking the hoodie, the bomber jackets, you know, so like everything is like again, you know, predicated towards certain things. But ultimately, like I said again, it's feel good clothing.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted it to ultimately be. I want it to be where, like I said again, no matter when it is, what time of the day it is, you know, no matter what season it is, you know, I want people to feel good in my clothes, and I want them to feel good about what they're wearing.
Right, and the material feels good too. Mine is at
That's
least
a plus,
lightweight.
right, that's a plus.
It's
And
lightweight.
And we thank you so much for just coming here and guest co-hosting with us and talking
appreciate
to
y'all
us
for having
about,
me.
you know, being an athlete in college and about your brand. Remember, people, go and get it. UQC.
That's right.
Girl, y'all need to go out right now.
That's right.
I'm not playing, seriously. Go out and get it.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, because people say they're going to get it and
Right,
then
and they don't.
they
Right.
forget,
But yeah,
or they
yeah,
sit their phone
definitely.
down and be like, I'm going to do it later. No, go get it right now, y'all.
Right.
Black owned. We need to support and celebrate like our black brothers and sisters and people that's out here making a difference.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So on that note, thanks again for coming out to kick it with us. We would love to have you back. You're welcome at the table anytime.
I appreciate
And,
y'all for
just
having me.
keep doing big things.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to.
I agree.
I'm gonna try to.
I
Thank you
agree.
guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys.